I feel like there was other stuff that. Speaking of toilets, I went to and when we were in Rotterdam, there's a game that I've played a bunch called We Were Here or We Were Together or something. I think it's just We Were Here, and they have like a bunch of puzzle games, and the game devs are in Rotterdam,
right?
And so they invited me and Reinho to go and play the game. So we went to the studio. And they were super chill. Everyone was really nice. And I asked them, I was like, "Hey, so where's the toilet at?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, just go to the next to the right. Oh, and just don't worry about what's in there." I was like, "What? What do you mean don't worry about it?" Like, okay. So I walk in, and I open the toilet, and I'm like, "Huh?" And I look up, and there's a noose hanging from the top of the toilet, and I was like,
"What?"
Yeah, there's a noose on top of the toilet. And I go outside and I'm like, "Hey, so what's the deal with the noose?" And they were like,
crunch time be like.
Well, yeah. I was like, "Man, I didn't know you guys are working for Rockstar." They said it was a Halloween decoration, and I was like, "From like 2 months early, or from 10 months ago?" Yeah. So yeah, it was a Halloween decoration, but it was a very funny image. I took a picture. It looks so funny because it's just a toilet with a noose coming down from it, and I was like, "Wow, that's
holy shit."
Game devs must be working hard.
Crunch time.
God damn.
It was very funny, but they were all really sweet, and that was cool. That's kind of when I like touring the most, is when we get to kind of do these cool opportunities because I would never be in Rotterdam. I would never go to Rotterdam otherwise. There's no reason I would ever be there unless I was just there casually. And if I was there casually, I wouldn't mention it, right? I wouldn't make a big deal about it. So it's really cool. That's what I really like about doing the tours. You get to kind of do these really interesting experiences that you never would have the chance to do.
Yeah, because like I feel like having, we had sometimes less than a day in the city, but it's weird. Sometimes you just get the vibe of a city and a place. You get a vibe of like if you'd want to come back. Like for example, I could see myself coming back to I think Copenhagen. I really want to come back to Copenhagen to try out all of the hot dogs as well. I think a place like
mostly the hot dogs.
Yeah, I think a place like Oslo, I got the vibe. And if I go back to Norway, I'd rather go far up north.
Yeah,
rather than going to the city. I think I'd rather explore the rest of Norway.
Yeah. One place that really stuck out to me was Stockholm, just because like I kind of got the chance to actually like go into the city center and like kind of
it's very green,
go around. It was beautiful, like very traditional, green. Like kind of old Europe style. I went to like a bunch of record stores in Stockholm, and it was just like the vibe was like perfect for me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want to come back here and actually like, maybe go to like, the outskirts of Sweden and stuff like that, actually go see the countryside. I think it'd be really dope.
Also, I don't know if it was just like a subliminal thing, but for some reason I stepped out of the airport in Stockholm and I'm like, I think this is the cleanest air I've ever breathed in my life in a city. I don't know. It just felt super fucking
I don't
clean.
know. Don't you have like a super sense for like
No, I think it was something there was some factoid or something that it was like, Sweden has like the greenest cities in the world.
It was just clean. Like everything was just
clean.
so clean and like pristine, but like it still kind of had that like liveliness of a big city, and it was just, I don't know how they did it, but you guys did it.
Yeah,
fun vibe.
Yeah, honestly, we didn't go to a place that was bad. That's all. Probably because we didn't stop off in Paris.
Yes.
Paris is I mean, we were like, no,
so to any French people went to our shows, we are sorry, but also we have to play to the crowd.
Yeah,
and
you saw it coming. Come on.
Apparently, everyone in Europe loves to clown on France.
Oh, they love clown on France.
Yeah. Especially French cuisine as well.
Yeah, French cuisine, because we have a question in the show that was, we'd asked the audience to fill out a QR code, like in the America tour.
Yeah.
We'd asked them which country has the most overrated cuisine. And without fail, France was number one every single show.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, sometimes it was like 50% of the vote or 4 times the next one. It was pretty impressive how universally people agreed that French food was overrated.
Do you know what surprised me though? Because we talk about French food being number one in every show, but I'll tell you what was also in every show.
Oh yeah,
Italian food being second.
Yeah.
Every show,
every single European country agreed that Italian food was overrated, which is weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird take.
I've never heard anyone say they thought Italian food was overrated.
Yeah.
I've never heard that opinion.
Like, what about Italian food is overrated?
I don't know. Maybe it's because everyone just likes it.
Pizza, pasta, overrated.
Maybe because
Yeah,
it's
right.
just so, you can get it anywhere and it's been so commercialized.
I mean,
and so
granted,
easily
not
accessible.
every like Italian restaurant I've been to has been like fucking 10 out of 10 or anything. Like, sure, there's some bad Italian restaurants, but like, I've never thought it to be like overrated.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
it's,
that's a different vibe.
it is.
You know what I was also impressed by? We asked the audience as well in every show to name which anime they thought had the worst fandom. Oh, yeah. And I don't know, how do they all just do this? Every single show said My Hero Academia. How do they all know this?
Every single
How do they, as number one, I just like, how do they all come together and have this all collective experience?
Wow.
Where they all,
Also, almost every single one, second place was One Piece.
Not everyone, though. Not everyone.
Almost.
Not
it was
everyone. Not
top
everyone.
three. It was always top three.
Always top three.
That didn't surprise me so much.
Why is My Hero always like? Why do
My
people
Hero
just agree
surprised
that
me
it's
the most
worst fandom?
because I thought everyone thought that most people had just stopped watching My Hero Academia.
I thought it had to have a fan base. Yeah. Worst fan base.
Yeah.
That's what I.
They definitely are not the most vocal fan base anymore.
No.
Yeah, it was
I'd even
kinda
say,
interesting.
yeah, because I was surprised because Demon Slayer never got up there.
Never.
Yeah,
Demon
never got
Slayer
up there.
never got up there.
It's too generic.
You know,
It's too generic.
like Jujutsu Kaisen never got up there either. That sometimes Fate got up there a few times. SAO
Sword
got up there a
Online,
few
Attack on
times.
Titan.
JoJo,
Yeah.
Attack on Titan, but
Wait, there's a subreddit called My Hero Academia Cringe.
MHA cringe.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
Okay,
but the
wow.
entire anime fandom came together to clown on My Hero Academia fans, and God knows they're taking enough L's, guys. Come on, like,
Yeah,
do we really need to give them another one?
The show is already pretty rough. It's not doing well. So
I mean,
bless their hearts.
what season are we fucking on right now? Like 6 or something?
7.
Seven
We're going
seasons?
on to season 7.
Oh
Yeah,
Wait, really?
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god! I'm
Yeah.
so
How
out
is
of
there
the loop.
7 seasons?
I don't know
Yeah, and
that.
it sucks because season 6 was the best season in a long time.
No.
And then everyone's still clowning on them. I was like,
Yikes.
oh man.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. They're trying their
But
best.
how was it for you guys? You guys got to play in front of, your home crowd, Wales and London. Like, how was that for you guys?
Yeah, I was fucking. So to me, like,
I've never seen you that nervous.
yeah, I wasn't like okay, so there's like two kind of like nervous, right? There's one where you're kind of like dreading it, and there's one where you just want to do it.
You want to be on there.
You
right?
want to be
Yeah.
on there, and you just want it to be the best thing it can be.
Sure.
I got like the second kind of nervous where I was just like, it was my home, my home country. All of my friends and family were there. I had like, I think over half of the people that attended my wedding were at this show.
Oh, shit.
So like so many of my family members were there. So I just wanted to get on and make sure that it was like the best that it can be, and more importantly that I was like in top form as well. And yeah, I think the London show was fucking incredible, but
a great
it
show.
was surreal, like performing in front of friends and family. Yeah, I was trying to think back because do you guys have a routine when you go on at all? Do you guys have like a way to like mentally prep yourself? Well, you played chess this time.
I just sit there. I'm just like, all right. I just try not to talk.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to talk so much for 2 hours.
Yeah,
that
one
it's like-
thing because one thing I
Yeah.
did realize is that talking before the show actually makes it worse for me.
Really?
I'd rather sit in silence
Yeah, that's
the hour
what I
before
do,
the
yeah.
show. But when I had like this many friends and family, I was just like, all right, guys, I'm going to talk for 5 minutes and then I'm going to go. I'm sorry. I need time to like decompress and just get in like the right mental state before going on stage.
But it's also because we hadn't seen our friends in so long, and they were super excited to talk.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking honing my chi right now to do the show. I'm like, I can't. I'll talk to you guys after the show.
Yeah.
Give me 5 minutes.
I have to
it's
use
like-
1% of my power.
Yeah, it's like Naruto going like fucking sage mode where he has to sit still and not be touched. That's like me before going on stage.
And it's such a weird thing to have to explain to people, because I guess if you've never done it, you've been on stage before. If you've ever been on stage, I feel like you could probably relate to it, because you just need that. You just need to focus. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You need to like not think and just have a blank slate when you go out there.
Yeah.
So you can push everything onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
really
know.
strange.
I don't really have like a routine or anything. If anything, I think sitting in silence for me makes me more nervous.
Right.
Because like it makes me think about, oh, I have to go on stage. Whereas if I'm talking to someone just chatting and bantering, then it kind of distracts me from the fact that I need to go on. And so when the time, when it is time to go up on stage, I'm like, oh, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
And then I'm nervous for maybe like 30 seconds before we go on, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
But if I sit there in silence, then I'm just gonna be ruminating over the fact that it's like, okay, I gotta nail this, I gotta nail this, I gotta make sure this joke hits, I gotta make sure this all goes well, and I think it just adds more pressure.
Yeah.
In a weird way. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you realize that everyone has a different kind of like approach into especially like a high pressure moment, because I attribute it, this can sound like a weird fucking comparison, but I attribute it to doing my final exams in uni, right?
Okay.
So like you have like 2 hours and all of your year has led up to this one moment and you've studied for it, hopefully you've studied for it, but you know that the last 10 minutes, no matter how much you try to cram, none of it's going to stick in. So like for me, the best thing I tried to do before going into my final exams was just like fucking chill out and try to calm my mind.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the same kind of mental state as I had when I was going to go on stage performing.
It's like it's just like competing. If you've ever competed at anything, like, and you've cared a lot about it. It's that 10 minutes before you have to go and do the match or something. You're like, oh, okay, all right, I gotta like hone my energy and I gotta feel like I focus when I get out there. It's kind of like that too. Yeah. But after a while, I mean, we've done the show 30 plus times now.
33
times.
So I feel like I could do it in my sleep.
Yeah.
Like I mean, definitely. Like I think now it's just like kind of in our system now where we don't even really think about it anymore.
Yeah.
A few of the shows, some instances, it got a little bit scuffed.
We got the Samsung.
Oh, we got the Samsung.